Thanks for staying with us. Let's continue here. The Auditor General, Tsakani Maluleke, is expected to address key accounting and auditing challenges which are facing the public sector during this year's Southern African Institute of Government Auditors Conference. The theme for this year's conference is Citizens Come First, and also follows numerous reports exposing wrongdoing in various government departments. Joining me now to talk about some of the expected outcomes is the Institute's CEO, Russell Morena. Mr. Morena, a pleasure to have you on the program this afternoon. Let's first speak about preparations for this conference. What's happening right now?
Firstly, just to thank you so much, Ndanda, and for the opportunity that we've got. This conference, I must say that this is a historical conference,
right.
Because since the institute was established in 1988, this is going to be our first conference, and it is just a coincidence that the theme for this year's conference is aligned with the elections. And I can tell you that we didn't know in 2019 when we started planning for this conference. And what will be happening, in general, we will be putting heads together from all professionals in the public sector and in the private sector to look at solutions, solutions that are going to assist the public sector. We know the challenges that are there in the public sector at the local government level,
right.
In fact, all spheres of government. So as SAIGA, we then task ourselves to say, as a way to give back or contribute towards these challenges, we're going to have our first conference, whereby at the end of the conference, we will then come up with a white paper, whereby we're going to highlight or summarize those solutions to be able to assist the state. We'll use our channels or to connect with the relevant people so that we can then assist the state. So that's what is going to be happening at the conference.
I'm quite glad that you raised the issue that this year's conference comes at an interesting time for South Africa, with just over a week left before the local government elections. And speak to us about the theme, Citizens Come First. What was the thinking behind this theme?
You know, the thinking behind this, it's about what we do as SAIGA, whereby we say we advance public accountability. And when we looked at the theme, as is the first year, we said, let us look at a program that is going to be able to provide solutions for the citizens.
Yeah.
So that's how we came up with this theme. And to be honest, citizens come first. What it tells me and everyone out there is that as a leader, you have been given with a responsibility to lead and to have an influence. And therefore, you cannot be looking after things or being emphasizing on the things that are of your personal interest. But it's about the people. It's about the citizens.
Speaking about the people and especially public finances, there's also been a strong focus on restoring accountability as well as good governance in public finances. Let's kind of forecast to what the AG is expected to address as some of the pressing issues in her address that's coming up.
And AG, as the key main speaker, we have agreed with her that we're not going to give away
right.
as to what she's going to focus on. But I can tell you that she, as the person who is in charge or who sees all the audit outcomes first, she's well aware of the challenges that we are finding ourselves or that we see in government. Therefore, she's going to be the first speaker, open a platform for everyone, whereby she's going to lead and challenge everyone who's going to be attending the conference, whether as a speaker or as someone who's going to attend, to lead and set the tone for this conference. But importantly, to look at how, as professionals, we can assist the state. The state cannot achieve or cannot deal with these problems besides us as professionals out there to help.
So the AG, Tsakani Maluleke, will be making the keynote address, but let's speak about other stakeholders who will be taking part in this particular conference. Who else is expected to give an address, and how can people also get involved or interact with this conference?
I think highlights for day one, beside Ms. Maluleke, we're also going to have Mr. Caesar Nkasana, who's going to look at ways that products or services out there, how they can then add value or value creation to the citizens. And in day 2, we're going to look ahead to have a keynote by Dr. Lindwe, who is the Inspector General.
Right.
And also in day 2 as well, we're also going to have Dr. Lawson Dan Naidu,
okay,
who is a specialist who in procurement and supply chain. As we know that in the public sector, supply chain and procurement has been an issue ever since in the past 10 years and so on. So we're going to have him to look at the ways that we can assist the public sector as well. But importantly, not to forget as well, we're going to have a tax ombud, Judge Mwebe, who's going to be in a panel where we're going to look at how we can improve prosecutions of white-collar crimes, so which is an issue. And then in the last day, day 3, I think we are very fortunate to have this wonderful woman from Tanzania. She's going to look at what does it take,
right,
and how does it take to then put people first. So those are some of the people that we'll be having there. So there are many people that who will be there speaking at the conference, and people can visit our website, which is www.saiga.co.za, and our social media channels as well, to be able to register for the conference and to also assist us in terms of, since this is the first conference historically, and it's going to be a visual conference. So I'm sure there are many things that other people out there can then add and make sure that at the end of the day, this conference really going to achieve what we aim for, which is citizens come first.
Now, before I let you go, I just want to assist those who may not be familiar with SAIGA. Just tell us a bit more about the work that you do.
SAIGA, we do many things. I'm going to highlight a few.
Yeah.
We are a professional body recognized and registered by SAQA to certify professionals who are auditors and accountants in the public sector. And besides certifying these professionals, we also provide capacity solutions or capacity help to the public sector, whereby if, for example, there is a need at a certain municipality in Kroonstad or whatever, and they have a challenge with the maybe some whatever area of the municipality and in the financial part of it, we will then have a team of experts who will then go there, sit with a team or whatever that municipality, look at what the issues are there, and then come up with solutions. So we don't just only leave them out there and say this is how. No, we go with them through coaching and mentoring processes, whereby we then assist. And lastly, just to add, is that in fact next week we have a free training. If you maybe have heard recently, SALGA released a report that there is 62% of the outgoing councillors who are illiterate. Already you can tell the challenges that are out there. And if 62% of the councillors are having issues in reading and understanding, how will then they add value, have an influence as well in the financial performance of those municipalities? So that's how then we assist those councillors as well. So we're inviting them as well to come and join us for this free training and many other ways whereby we can assist.
I think it's a very important case that you raise around just educating councillors about even just the coffers of the municipalities or even the wards that they represent. But and I also spoke a bit earlier about focusing on this restoration of accountability as well as good governance in public finances. Just quickly give us your observations with just over a week to go before the local government elections as to some of the more critical issues that you think will be at play for these elections.
I think importantly is service delivery. Service delivery should come first because really those who are here in Gauteng are still fortunate. Look at the people in the rural areas. They are having issues of water. There's in fact a certain village that I'm aware of whereby this village is situated next to a big dam,
right,
which is this dam, I think it's the third largest in the country. But those people are suffering with water while the water is there. Instead, the water from the dam is being circulated to the suburb areas in town. So can you see that the issues that are out there in the community, they do not need politicians alone to be looked at, to be tackled, but they need us as professionals, and they need the general public as well,
right,
to be able to assist, because at the end of the day we want service delivery, nothing else.
At the end of the day, we want service delivery. Well, that was the Southern African Institute of Government Auditors CEO Russell Morena speaking to us about their upcoming conference. Let's move